Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have a quick update for you. I've been busy and I have a lot going on, and it's going to be hard to get all this jammed into one video, but I'm going to try to do it, knock it out real quick, and make it not insanely boring. So I sold my daily driver. It was the 2004 Jetta that I did a couple of videos on a while back, kind of modifying and cleaning up, making it more of a daily driver. Long story short, I basically paid $2,800 for that car, and I sold the wheels off of it for $900. I put a $200 set of OEM wheels on it, which put me into the car like $2,100. I sold that car for $3,500, and I bought this. This is a 2003 Toyota Sequoia with a V8. It's rear-wheel drive, not 4x4, but the AC works. It's clean title, good tags. It does have sort of high mileage but for a Toyota, it's not terribly high. It's got 268,000 right now. I just drove this thing 1,000 miles in the last week, and the AC blows really cold. The gas mileage isn't terrible for a tow rig. The interior isn't bad. Like, this thing was well cared for. It's got tinted windows, leather seats. I mean, this thing, a Bluetooth stereo. It's an SR5. It's pretty much the luxury model of a Toyota Sequoia, and this thing is wonderful. This is the nicest truck I've ever owned. I really wanted to get a Toyota. My girlfriend and I actually considered financing this very truck or a Tundra that had the 4.7 liter engine in it. It's locked. Oh well. Y'all know what a Sequoia looks like, I'm sure, and if you don't, go online. It's I actually heard it related to a minivan, and other than the fact that it's V8 and rear-wheel drive, I can't really disagree. It is actually very like a minivan, but it's very nice to drive. It's like a car. It does have a V8 and it is rear-wheel drive. When you mat it, this thing actually is pretty dang quick. It's fun to drive. It has just the right cute little V8 noises, but most importantly, it can tow, and it can tow a lot. This thing's rated at 6,500 pounds stock. I've seen people push that well beyond with like a transcooler and some overload springs and stuff like that. They make really nice big luxury family haulers and tow pigs, and that's exactly what I bought this thing for. I want to use it as a tow pig, and not only did I buy it specifically for that purpose, but I've already used it for that purpose. Yesterday, Garrett and I drove up to Woodland, Washington, which is about 40 miles from where I live, and I bought the $350 F250. This thing has no title and no transmission, but other than that, it's pretty complete. It's got a 351 Windsor in it, and we hooked this thing up on a dolly with the Sequoia and drug it home on the freeway. The Sequoia did fine with the weight. The weight was no issue, but the dolly, on the other hand, did not like it. And the truck was too big for the dolly, so we had to take the front wheels off, set the truck on the dolly on some blockage, and then strap it there really good. It was really sketchy, and Garrett and I were both pretty concerned that the truck was going to come off the dolly on the road somewhere, and then we were going to be fighting to get it back on, but it did not do that. It stayed right where we put it. We towed it all the way home and got it unloaded safely, so we're very thankful for that. And you guys are probably wondering, why the hell did I buy this? Well, it's mostly just parts to me. I don't know if you guys remember, here a while back I had a utility trailer, and my utility trailer had a Datsun bed on it. It was a half truck trailer like you commonly see. Here in Oregon, you don't need a title for a trailer at all. As long as it's a utility trailer, you can just have a small trailer and do whatever the hell you want with it. And I cut the bed off, and I cleaned the frame up, and I put a new tongue on it with the intention of putting a new bed on it. And then steel prices went up a bunch, and everybody wants $300 just for a truck bed. Like any truck bed, a Toyota truck bed, a Datsun, a Ford truck bed, any truck bed, $300-400 is what they're going for now. And I didn't want to spend that much just to put a bed on my old utility trailer, so instead I bought this whole truck for $350. I towed it home, and I'm going to turn that half into a trailer. I'm going to part this half out, make probably all of my money back, and I'm even gonna save some of this steel, particularly probably the floorboards in the cab back, And I'm going to see if I can graft some of that steel into the Ranchero, because none of that steel is really going to cost me anything, and it's already stamped by Ford as OEM stamped sheet metal, so it's already rolled and, you know, got all those cute little shapes in it. So that's the plan. We'll be selling some parts off of this thing, turning half of it into a trailer, and then saving the sheet metal as I want to. And like I said, it was a little sketchy getting it home, but the Sequoia did it. I don't think it had any problem with the weight, to be honest. I think it was just the way that we had it set up. Honestly, this vehicle is too big to be on a dolly. Dollies don't like that. And those are my 2 new trucks. Unfortunately, right now, the Ranchero is going to have to go on the back burner, because this thing is just taking up my entire driveway, and I would like to have it back. So my first order of business is actually to cut up the old trailer. I'm going to take the whole tongue setup off of that and just weld it right to the frame of the F-250. I need to turn this thing into a trailer ASAP so that I can start running scrap and dump runs again, because my scrap and dump run pile is getting out of control in my yard, and that's never fun. But yeah, basically my focus now is going to switch to getting this thing disposed of and turned into what I want to do with it. And I'm going to just ignore the Ranchero. It's going to live in the garage for probably the next week or so while I get this thing handled. But, you know, that's the life of a car guy. I got a whole bunch of projects going on always. I know I'm going to make some money on this thing, and I know I also stand to profit. I really did it for the parts. Another thing I forgot to mention is this thing has working brakes. So I think there's a good chance that I might steal the brake system for it for the Ranchero as well. Yeah, I think this thing's going to give up tons and tons of good Ford parts that I want for the Rancho, as well as giving me a nice big heavy-duty trailer. Much more heavy-duty than the old Datsun trailer was, and really won't have cost me much in the end. I think the engine out of this truck alone will probably sell for everything that I paid for it. So, yeah. There's the plan, guys. There's the update. 7 minutes. It wasn't too long. I hope I didn't bore you. Have a good one.